a Starbucks. I'm so sad. You want to pet Frankie? Gentle, gentle. Say hi, Frankie.
Hi, Frankie.
He's having a little nibble, eh? Eh? That's their little... Hi, Frankie.
You don't want music?
Do you want music? Yeah, you like music?
Okay. I like music. Did you folks know that the word car comes from carriage?
Does it?
This is the very first kind of car.
Interesting.
But the first cars that moved well on their own were called automated carriages because they didn't have a word for a car. So it became auto car from auto and carriage. And then
Okay.
it just became car. Isn't that cool?
That makes sense. Yeah. Automated carriage is kind of a mouthful.
It is. The world's biggest and strongest horses can have like 15 to 20 horsepower. For comparison, human beings cannot even make 1 horsepower.
We're small and squishy.
I have a bunch of funny facts about this building. It was finished in 1897, which starts my little pattern of 3. So 97 is 3 years before the next century, 1900. So built 3 years before the next year, or next century. And the whole building is based around the number 3. One wing on each side. There's one wing on the right there. And it has another one over there that we can't see. So it has 1, 2, 3 sections to the building. It has 33 of those copper domes on the top of it, those green ones. It has 333 statues of men and women on the building, including the man on the very top, and that is Captain George Vancouver. The last number of 3s is the light bulbs. There are exactly 3,333 light bulbs on the building. And the reason for that is Queen Victoria had a fancy ceremonial crown with 3,333 gems on her crown. So he's a kind of horse called a Clydesdale, which is the world's 2nd largest horse breed. So that's the back of the building, and that big archway entrance under the Canadian flag,
Yeah.
that is an entrance for royalty only. So we're not allowed to do that unless you guys are royalty. I'm not.
Nah, not yet.
That house up there is the oldest house left in our town. It's from 1852. This is a collection of totem poles from all over British Columbia. This was a girls' school run by the sisters, by the nuns. Side, if you look here, it was run by the brothers, the monks. That was the boys' school. That's pretty cool. St. Anne's Academy. So, there's a lot of beautiful old houses on this tour. Here's one of them. Here's the first one we got. Oh, that's one of my favorite houses back there. Look at that. The more chimneys a house had, the richer you were as well. Old bricks like that are shipped from England. You'll feel these little wooden posts in the ground that have a little description on them. It's called Mayor's Grove. Every mayor of Victoria gets to pick a species of tree and it gets planted for them here. So not just mayors, every famous person that visits Victoria also gets a tree planted for them. Walter Disney has a tree there, and so does Winston Churchill, Sir Winston Churchill, sorry. So the Disney trees are the ones here on my right, your left, you guys? So these are called Gary oak trees. They look really dry, they look kind of scaly, it looks like their bark is kind of ripping itself apart. And that's why Walter Disney put them in his movies. So all of those scary trees in the Disney movies that have hands and arms on them, those are these trees. bark like this. That's fire-resistant bark. That's why it's so thick. The climbing tree, this one up here. Yeah. These big trees are from California. So right across the water there, that's Washington State. You guys probably knew that. It's only about 30 or 40 kilometers. And this is where the Battle of Beacon Hill happened. Which is kind of funny because it was a non-existent battle. So the Americans stormed our beaches. They rowed over on boats. They came on big boats actually. And they tried to storm this whole hill. But the British were waiting for them on the top of Beacon Hill, right there. So the Americans turned around and left. Jerry, there's our other horse. Frankie's super excited.
The other way. There you go. That's, sorry.
Look at him,
Jerry.
look at him moving. So my manager calls Jerry part snail.
Oh. Jerry's adorable.
He is. He's a beautiful Clydesdale. This is the children's farm. Sorry, it's not a petting zoo. This is where we farm all of our children.
They come from somewhere, right?
Look, there's another one running around in there.
Oh, yeah. They're just free range, eh?
Organic, free range.
Children.
That used to be the world's tallest totem pole. The tree was cut down in Souk in the 50s, 1950s. Put it up in 1954, I think. It's called the Beacon Hill Story Pole. So the traditional way to carve totem poles is only out of one tree. You're not allowed to cut trees down and stick them together to make them taller. Also, the three little stripes on the top symbolize the family that carved the tree. 3 generations.
Yellow things that aren't dandelions. These are
Right?
great.
There's a little sign down there. Oh my goodness. It says mile 0 on it.
Yeah.
That is the very beginning or end of Canada. That statue there is Terry Fox. That's the gentleman that we do the Terry Fox runs for every year. But he wanted to run from the east coast of Canada on the highway all the way here to Victoria. That's why he's commemorated here. You see above the window, there's a black oval, hard to see just because of the tree. That's a heritage marker.
Okay.
And this is our heritage district in town.
Yeah.
Lots of the houses and buildings have those. What that means is you can never tear the building down and you can never change the outside of it. It helps to keep this area look old because it's on old buildings.
James Bay
This is
Inn.
a hospital for the last 2 years of the Second World War. That's actually where Miss Emily Carr died. Oh, this is fun. The fence down here, that's all carved out, this is a salmon. That's the tail and that's the head of the salmon. The artist that lives in that house, he carved it all out and he did all the stained glass. So it's from the First World War. This is one of the smallest and oldest corner stores left in North America. get heritage status, any house or building in Victoria has to be at least 80 to 100 years old. And it has to look original. It has to help the city look beautiful and old.
Made it, and then the sun comes out.
It was windy and cold the whole time, and now I'm warming up.
Seriously, Sarah.
Right now, we should still be on this trip.
Kind of cool. All right. Okay. He doesn't like the box.
Children.
I don't need that in my hair. This fluffy stuff on his legs, by the way, these are called feathers. Horse feathers. So those fluffy legs protect him from walking through sharp stuff, through snow and ice and mud. Keeps their legs warm and dry. So back in Europe, when there was a lot of rough weather, the horses had protective legs and they could go through anything.